crowning characters in Genshin Impact is one of the most talked about subjects because crowns are a pretty scarce resource in the game. Not even whales can get crowns because you can't buy them, you can't, just obtain them, through wishing or anything. You have to get them from events, and normally we get 1 or 2 crowns every event or so there's been about, I think, 7 or 8 crowns given out at this point throughout the game, which isn't too many. It's only enough to upgrade maybe 2 or 3 characters fully, or it's about 7 or 8 skills overall if you've been doing every event in the game since day 1. So in this video we're going to talk about what characters you should use your crowns on, because I know there's a lot of people out there who genuinely have no idea what to use their crowns on, and I'm just going to try and help you guys out, because I know people are panicking because it's a scarce resource. You don't want to make a mistake and crown a character, and then 5 months later turns out that was a mistake, you didn't even use that character anymore. So we're going to discuss it here. So if you do enjoy this video and you want to support me, you can always feel free to sub, because only 5% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, and if you're a new viewer or you're returning to the channel, we do daily Genshin Impact guides, news, discussions, gameplay, and even streams now. And I'm trying to make YouTube a full-time thing, especially with content creation, and I cannot do it without your guys' support. So if you want to support me and accomplish this goal of mine, you can always feel free to sub to help me out, because I wouldn't be able to do it without your guys' help. So thank you all so much. But let's get into it. So we've only got a handful of crowns, but the main thing that people say to upgrade first, which you've probably seen on a couple guides on YouTube, is upgrade your main damage dealers. Now, what does your main damage dealer put, you may ask? Well, it's the character you have on the field the most. So, for example, you might have a Garnu out all the time. You might have, for example, maybe a Diluc out all the time, or maybe even Forcer characters. You might use a Ningguang as your main damage dealer, or Razor, or Beidou, even Amber. Whatever character you use the most on the field, and you're using their normal attacks most, it's probably your main damage dealer. And, well, obviously, if you're using them the most on the field and you use them in most of your teams, then it's probably a wise move to, first off, crown your main damage dealer's normal attack. Now, obviously, in Garnu's case, it would be her normal bow shots. In Diluc, Razor, Beidou's, Ningguang's case, it would be their normal attacks. Or maybe in Ningguang's case, maybe her burst, because her burst is also extremely strong. But whatever is your main character, upgrade their, talents first. You don't have to do all 3, by no means. You don't have to do all 3, because, for example, maybe with a character like Garnu, you might upgrade her normal attack to 10, and you might leave the rest at 6. You don't need every talent at 10. That's one crucial thing to remember, is you never have to do all talents to 10. Some people did it, like Sekapoko. He triple crowned his Kaya, which was kind of crazy to think about, but that's something that he did because why not? But one main thing I forgot to mention about DPS characters as well is that generally speaking, a lot of guides will also tell you to only level up 2 characters. Now, the reason for that is because obviously you're going to need only 2 characters for the Spiral Abyss, and if you have any more than 2 characters, you should really start thinking at that point, do you really like this character, or do you really want to use this character a lot? Because obviously having more than 1 damage dealer, it could be quite detrimental to your stat growth, but the main problem is that you could be leveling up more, you could probably be taking more than you can chew, but it's okay. The main thing you got to realise is that this could be a new character that comes out 5 months down the road, and you might have crowned a character 5 months ago. So if you don't use that character anymore, it's okay, you might have to take the loss on the crown, but, try and keep mainly 2 damage dealers at a time. Like, for example, let's say, as of 1.4, let's say you have a Hu Tao, a Keqing, and you level up them both, and you like them a lot, you use both Hu Tao and Keqing quite a bit, but let's say 5 months down the road, for example, they re-release a new character. Let's say they re-release Child again. You finally pull Child after he's been on 3 banners at this point, theoretically, if he came out 5 months from now, and you want to max out him. Well, at that point, if you don't use one of those DPS characters anymore, it's okay, it's fine to have more than 2 DPS characters, but at the point of, let's say you've already got 3 main damage dealers you want to max out, I say just be a bit careful, because you could be spending those stats into supports, which we'll talk about right now. Okay, but I've done my main character, my main damage dealer. What next? Well, if you don't want to do your main damage dealer, or if you don't want to, like, you know, you want to save your resources, for example, you've already done it, then the next best thing would probably be your supports. Now, let's say, for example, you got a Bennett, a Xingqiu, a Zhongli, you know, maybe a Fischl, Diona, whatever the case is, whatever support you bring with you everywhere, you know, whether or not, you know, you switch out teams, whether or not you change out your damage dealer, whether or not you change out anything, you know, even in Spiral Abyss, if you take like this one specific character with you everywhere, then it might be worth crowning their talents. For example, Zhongli with his burst. Nice, it's going to be huge. Or maybe Diona with her shield, if you really want to, but... Or maybe even Bennett with his burst, because it gives you a bigger attack boost. You know, it might be worth crowning them, if you really like using them enough. Now, for example, you know, even Fischl's E, but you got to remember that obviously it's going to be a damage boost of about, you know, it's going to be like really minor. It's going to be like a difference between 8 to 9, you know, or 7 to 8, you know, whatever the increase is there will probably be the increase between 9 and 10. But the main thing to consider is that if you're leveling up your support, is that you're going to be increasing the damage potential or even the potential of anything in general with your team. And that's something cool to consider because, for example, with Bennett's ult, Bennett gives you an attack boost, he also heals. Now having a little bit more healing, you know, you probably don't need a bit more healing, he already heals for a lot as it is, but having a bit more attack, that increases your entire team's potential overall by a little bit because you upgrade your talent between 9 to 10. Talents are one of like, the most important things to consider in Genshin Impact. And I know some people, you know, they kind of forgot they existed and they kind of made a few mistakes here and there, but it's fine. But obviously, as well, when it comes to crowning, you know, main DPS first, supports next. But what about the healers? I know I suggested a character like Diona, but that's because she's got a shield. When it comes to healing, it's a bit of an interesting case because, let's say, I'm not going to say Diona, but let's say you got a Qiqi, and this Qiqi is amazing, you've managed to max out her artifacts, she's level 80, and she's healing maybe 36k in a couple seconds. Now, the thing is that when it comes to stuff like healing in Genshin, is that when you get topped out, you're not going to be healing anymore, and in stuff like Qiqi's case, or even, we could say Diana as a stretch, or Barbara, it could be that if you've already on full health, and you can get up to full health in less than a second, do you need to get up to full health any quicker? For example, like if you're losing, let's say, all your health in one hit, which in some people's cases that does happen. You know, I was there before, back in AR40, trying to do like max level domains. You know, we've all been there. But the thing is that when it comes to late game, when you manage to get your crowns finally, is that if you're losing that much health that quickly, then either something's wrong with your team, or, you know, do you really need this? So you need to really consider as well is that when it comes to stuff like healing, is it really going to benefit you to have that extra tiny bit of healing when it compared to maybe something like Zhongli's shield, or Zhongli's burst, or Bennett's burst, or Fischl's, you know, Raven damage? It's a mixed bag when it comes to healing, but I digress. Thank you guys for watching this like short guide. You know, if you got any questions about crowns, or you know, or you might give you a bit of comparison, like, oh, what should I crown? Maybe Venti's burst, or should I crown Zhongli's burst? Let me know down in the comments, because I will try and help out anyone who comments on this video. But let me know as well, are you guys going to crown any characters? Or have you already crowned any? You know, who are you thinking about crowning? I'm actually quite interested, but yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to support me, and take care, everyone. I'll try and stream tomorrow, and I'll try and get another upload out after that stream, low-key, hopefully. But thank you guys for watching this video, take care, and I'll see you all soon. So have a good evening, you know, good day wherever you are. Take care, everyone.